Stimulating conversation and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Alright guys, so today, as mentioned, we'll be talking about how to build emotional intimacy in your relationships. And I want to put out a couple of disclaimers. This video is really geared towards people who are already in relatively stable relationships that are relatively healthy, but you're looking to improve them. If you're in a relationship where the trust has already been broken, if there is abuse, those are things that we'll have to talk about in a separate video. So let's start with the definition of emotional intimacy. It is that ability to feel close to a person, that ability to feel cared by them, to share your inner thoughts. And it's really feeling like you can be completely at ease and yourself with another person and they feel the same way with you. This concept can be applied to multiple types of relationships. It doesn't have to just be romantic relationships. This can totally work in a platonic relationship or a familial relationship. However, I will be talking predominantly about what it looks like in a romantic relationship. Another thing that I want to remind you of is that as a marriage and family therapist, I view relationships as systems. And so what that means is that we all have our role. And so whenever you start to change what you're known to do in your system, the system has to adjust in some way. And if we're talking about your romantic relationship, that really is going to refer to your partner adjusting to your changes. So there could be some tensions as you make these adjustments, just because this is not what you all are accustomed to. This is not a part of your familiar dynamic. So keep that in mind, that there can be tension, but also keep in mind that I am focusing on your aspect of the relationship, your part of the system. Maybe you're watching this with your partner, so both of you can take this on as something that you're both going to work on. But if you're watching this on your own, try not to use this video as ammo for what your partner is doing wrong in your relationship. You want to focus on what can you change, and if you make those changes, can that make a positive impact on your relationship as a whole? So I will be gearing this to my viewer, not to their partner. So keep that in mind. Let's take some accountability and see what we can do to make our relationships as healthy and thriving as possible. All right, so let's jump into the tips on how to create emotional intimacy. Validate what your partner says both to you and around you. So one of the main things that I notice when couples come to see me is that as they are sharing their narrative of why they're in therapy and what they're looking to get out of therapy, a lot of times you'll just see their partner right next to them invalidating almost everything they say. That's not the problem. Why would you feel like that? I don't even do that, right? And so when you're constantly critiquing, criticizing, negating everything that your partner is saying, that's going to put them in a position of shutting down and not really wanting to share, which based on the definition lets you know that's very counterproductive to building emotional intimacy. That doesn't mean you agree with everything that your partner says, but you do want to create a balance. Make sure that they do know when you do agree with them, or when you at least understand why they feel the way that they feel. Here's an underestimated one: laugh at their jokes. And this is something that my couples say to me all the time. You know, I feel like
okay, all right. No disrespect to the sister. Loved what she was saying. Wanted to get through to the rest of her tips. But right off top, we got to do something different. She said she views relationships as systems. And I'm just going to simply say, that's the wrong way to look at a relationship. She said roles and systems. That works perfectly for the societal side of relationships. But for the spiritual side, that does not work. Okay? I'm sorry. For the social side, absolutely. We need systems. We need plans. We need to organize. We have roles to play on the social side. On the spiritual side, that doesn't work. And then I'm listening, point number one that she said, and I didn't want to go through all of the points, but I want to give you guys this perspective before we really get into it. She said, validate your partner. Now, everybody would agree, right, that this is good advice, including myself. Yes, you want to validate your partner's feelings. You want to validate their thoughts. You want to validate them as a person. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Here's the problem, though. Don't systematize qualities that should emanate from the inside out. Instead of saying validate your partner, right? It becomes performative. Oh, this is something to do. This is a formula that I must follow in order to get to happiness. No. Be validating. It's being versus doing again. Right? Right? Many people are doing compassion. Many people are doing empathy. Many people are doing forgiveness. Very few people are forgiveness. Very few people are grace. Do you get what I'm saying? Be validation itself. And the only way to be that is for yourself first. Do you see? I'm trying to point something out. And this is no disrespect to any clinician that's out there, that's put in the work, that's doing this work. I'm just saying the way it's framed will keep love back for another 100 years. Right? Don't be validating to your partner. Be validation itself. Be consideration itself. Be collaborative. Be respect itself. Now, again, you think it's easy. It's not easy. We're all works in progress, and this is a this is a step-by-step kind of maturation to even get to a point where a person can see you as safe, where a person can see you as cool, like, okay, but even that person still has work to do as a WIP. This is your first time tuning into the Voice of Reason, understand that is a WIP, a work in progress. On tonight's topic, I'm doing a love line show. Get to your phone lines. Call me right now. You know how the phone lines go crazy when we do astrology. People want to know their signs and their compatibility and their partners. And, it's going to be like that. But I'm going to be giving advice. I'm going to be talking to you about your relationships. And sure, you can call in and ask about your sign. Sure, you can call in and ask about your partner's sign. Great. I don't mind. However, 1-800-920-1580. I'm going to be doing some coaching tonight. This is what I do in the cigar lounge, right? This is Love Line. If you're going through it and you need some advice, if you're going through it, right, and you're at an impasse and you need a sounding board, I'm your guy. Call me, 1-800-920-1580. The phone lines are open to the entire nation. I want to know what you're going through, and possibly I may be able to walk you through a portion of that particular journey. Call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. The Voice of Reason is about to get it cracking. Phone lines, phone calls, get at me. 1-800-920-1580. Listen, I'm going to come forward, and these phone lines better be on fire. I need to talk to everybody. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union symposium you used to do? You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one.
Let's bring them back.
Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I believe up there. Hey!
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
And everything is going wrong, oh Lord. Nobody knows the way you feel about it, 'cause only you know. You can't leave it alone. Ah, here we go again. Ah, here we go again. I thought what we had was over. Here we go again.
Many people, after they've been in a couple for some time, will privately admit that they are, in many ways, frustrated and disappointed by the person they've chosen to share their lives with. If pressed for details, they will have no difficulty coming up with a list. Their partner, they might complain, is too loyal to their irritating family, or doesn't share their views on the layout of the living room, or never wants to go on camping holidays, or plays tennis every Wednesday evening no matter what, or doesn't like Moroccan food, or doesn't share their enthusiasm for 19th century Russian novels, or has a habit of adding actually to every second sentence when it's actually redundant. As the list gets longer, they sigh. They still love their partner, and they long to be happy together. It's just that it seems impossibly complicated to make this relationship work. What's driving the frustration is not that they've sadly fallen for an idiot as a mate. It's rather that we have all inherited needlessly complicated ideas of what a relationship is supposed to be for. We are told that love is meant to involve the almost total merger of two lives. We expect that a loving couple must live in the same house, eat the same meals together every night, share the same bed, go to sleep and get up at the same time, only ever have sex with, or even sexual thoughts about each other, regularly see each other's families, have all their friends in common, and pretty much think the same thoughts on every topic at every moment. It's a beautiful vision, but a hellish one too, because it places an impossibly punitive burden of expectation on another human. We feel the partner must be right for us in every way, and if they're not, has to be prodded and cajoled into reform. But there is another perspective. Relationships don't have to be so complicated and ambitious if we keep in view what in the end actually makes them fulfilling. If we boil matters down, there might really just be three essential things that we want from a lover. Firstly, kindness. A partner who is gentle with our imperfections and can good-humouredly tolerate us as we are. Secondly, shared vulnerability. Someone with whom we can be open about our anxieties, worries, and the problems that throw us off balance. Someone we don't have to put on a good front for. Someone around whom we can be weak, vulnerable and honest, and who will be the same around us. Thirdly, understanding. Someone who is interested in and can make sense of certain obscure features of our minds, our obsessions, preoccupations, and ways of seeing the world, and whom...
Say, listen here. The voice of reason returns to KBLA Talk 1580. You already know what it is. I'm coaching tonight. You get it directly from me tonight. I keep telling y'all, we have relationships inverted. You know what a healthy relationship equates to? Commitment and dedication to inner work. We've made the inner work outer work. You changed this. You should have said it this way. You should have showed up this way. They show up in accordance to what you've covered up internally. I know people don't want to hear me say it like that. People show up in accordance to what you've covered up internally. Psychologists might call that repression. Carl Jung called it repressed emotions, right? A healthy relationship is the byproduct of somebody who is dedicated to their inner work, like Kobe was dedicated to the court, like Michael and Prince were dedicated to the studio, like Quincy was dedicated to composing, like Tiger was dedicated to the golf course. Do you see? But because self-work is so daunting, because you're ugly, see, get comfortable with saying it. What I haven't healed has grown grotesque. What I haven't worked on has grown malignant. Because I've been taught the invert of relationship, which is somebody will come in and work it out. Somebody is for me. Somebody will heal it. Somebody will balance me. No. That's never going to happen. You might have good times. It might start off great, might last for a few years. Great. But there's going to be something that's going to challenge, all of that if you're not doing any real work. So healthy relationships are the byproduct of inner work and a dedication to inner work, right? I need you guys to understand, we have to change the narrative. Listen to this. Somebody's going to quote it, meme it. I'm not your relational salvation. I'm not the relationship messiah. I can't come in and make it all better. I can't come in and heal the betrayal. I can't come in and heal the attachment style. I can't come in and mold myself to the dictates of what your wounds need. I'm not going to martyr myself for the parishionership of your wounds. That's right. Inner work and dedication to self-awareness equals self-love. I'm not your relational messiah. Right? The last clip we played, somebody said one of the things we really want is for somebody to be kind. I would reword that and say, no, what we really want is for somebody to be kind to our process. But at the same time, if I want you to be kind to my process, the process as a work in progress, I in turn have to be kind to you as a work in process. Not kind to your process, understanding, hey, this outburst may have come from this space, or this wound may have been triggered on this day. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and there are a lot of people out there who lost their mothers. So those people in that space may be reacting or responding from a sullen space. Sometimes we get into relationship, and not only are we self-unaware, we are unaware in general. We don't see any cues from anybody else. We don't make any correlations or nothing. This person lost their mama. Maybe I should be kinder to their process. Okay? We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Who do we have? Who's first? Matthew from Indianapolis, Indiana. You're online with Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, for some coaching. Let's go. How can I help you, good brother?
Hey, how you doing, Zoe? This is your boy Music Man Speaks from
yes, sir.
From IG.
Yes, sir. Welcome in here, brother.
I just wanted to call in and just tell you what a great job you've been doing over the years. I've been following you since Foxhole, I would say probably maybe 07, 08.
Wow.
That's how long I've been listening into the various podcasts that you have. Huge fan. I have several of your books. So if anybody's out there listening, please buy this man's books. They have really been a help to me in my maturation, just not even relationships, just dealing with people as a business owner.
Wow.
Things of that nature. So I just wanted to call in and just chime in and just let you know how good of a job you've been doing.
Man,
and I will leave you with this. I just wanted to say something. And I'm quoting you with this. And you helped me out years ago. You said this on your podcast. Many people don't know how to be to themselves or find a daily routine or activity, so they'll jump in a relationship thinking that will solve everything, thinking that will heal everything, when actually being in a relationship actually puts the spotlight on you and what you need to be working on. So much respect to you, much respect to the show. And that's all I have to say, unless you have any questions for me, if you wanted me to ask you something or if you want me to
brother,
implement.
I appreciate you calling in, man. It's been a long time. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you sharing your insight and your love for the work that I've been doing over the years. Nothing but love. And
Yes,
guess
sir.
what, man? You got a seat at the table anytime you want to call in. Thank you for the call, my friend.
I'll be out there in June in the Inland Empire area. So I'll probably be out there in June, and hopefully I can get out to Pasadena and chop it up with you.
Okay, tap in, brother. Let's go. We appreciate the call.
I'll do that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, who else we got on the line? I just want to know real quick, who else we got on the line? Gina from Westchester, New York. I want you to hold tight when I come forward. I'm coming right for you. Let's get it.
I thought what we had was over now. Ooh, baby, here we go again. After all we've been through, baby,
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Environmental Protection Agency is closing its civil rights probes into the Jackson, Mississippi water crisis, citing insufficient evidence of state discrimination against the city's predominantly black residents. The investigation began in 2022 after flooding disrupted the water supply, leading to allegations by the NAACP that the state was discriminating against the majority black city by not giving it a fair share of federal water infrastructure funding. HBCU Howard University is celebrating its most senior student to earn a degree this year. 83-year-old Marie Fowler became Howard's oldest doctoral graduate over the weekend when she received her Doctor of Divinity degree. She spent the past 3 years learning at the School of Divinity after previously earning a bachelor's and 2 master's degrees from a seminary in Capitol Heights. Fowler said she was inspired to continue her education by her parents, who were born in an era when it was illegal for black folks to learn to read and write. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
California just launched the Certified Wellness Coach profession to help your workforce meet the increased demands for youth mental health services. Learn more at cawellnesscoach.org, supported by the California Department of Health Care Access and Information.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams. My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
City of Los Angeles tenants and landlords participating in the Emergency Renters Assistance Program, beware of scammers. Notifications about your application will only come from the City of LA in emails ending in lacity.org. Protect yourself. Contact the LA Housing Department by email at lahd.erap@lacity.org or call 866-557-7368 to check communications you receive about the program. You can also verify your application status at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you ever wondered about the best way to maintain a good relationship? What keeps a relationship active and healthy? While it's important to have good chemistry with someone, it's also important to put in work and effort into your relationship. It can get difficult at times, so it's important you and your partner have good habits in your relationship for it to grow and flourish. Before we begin, we'd like to mention that while this video covers some features of healthy relationships, it's normal that not everyone fulfills all these points. It is also possible that there may be some methods out there that this video did not mention. With that said, Psych2Go shares with you 8 healthy habits of a relationship. Number 1. You show your affection. Are you able to be vulnerable with your partner? Closeness and trust often go hand in hand. Hand-holding, hugging, cuddling, and kissing are all engagements of physical contact that may help reassure each other of your love for each other. It's a silent and implicit way to let your partner know you're there for them and that you love them. Number 2, you're able to communicate with each other. Are you comfortable communicating with your partner? Holding judgment and keeping an open mind is important for you to engage in an honest conversation with them. Instead of letting your unresolved feelings fester up inside, it's important to cultivate a safe space where both of you are unafraid to speak up about problems in your relationship. Number 3, you emotionally bond with them. Are you able to laugh together or talk about your feelings with each other? Any strong relationship needs a solid foundation of emotional bonding. Whether it's by laughing and being silly together or having deep discussions about life, being able to be emotionally intimate with your partner is really important and a good sign of a healthy relationship. Number 4, you make up after arguments. Are you stubborn at times and refuse to make up after a fight? Or do you own up to your mistakes and go the extra mile to make things okay? It's important to learn how to make amends with your partner after an argument. Fighting is what produces distance and often leads to breakups, so a strong relationship involves not holding grudges.
Again, no disrespect, this is the old thought here. Don't show affection to your partner. What am I going to say? Be affectionate. Be it. See, when you show affection, first off, let's come back. When you demand that somebody be affectionate, oh, well, that's my love language. Do you understand? You're setting yourself up for manipulation. All I have to do is perform affection. Do you see? Be affectionate. In other words, I am affectionate. Not I'm doing this because I know you want it. I know you like this. And I know I can get further along with you if I perform affection. Be affectionate. Okay? Right? Same with vulnerability. Be vulnerable. Listen. Ain't no skin in the game unless you're willing to get hurt over it. Uh-oh. Somebody gonna get triggered on this. Somebody about to be triggered. You don't have any skin in the relational game unless you're willing to be hurt over it. That's what vulnerability means. It means wound. Right? An open wound. Right? That's what the word vulnerable means. Wounded. An open wound. You hear me quote Rumi all the time. Keep breaking your heart until it opens. People are triggered over that. Scary. Afraid to be in a relationship. You're scared. Don't try to communicate. Be communicative. Be the embodiment of communication. Oh, so that's easier said than done. Read a book. Study communication. Right? Study active listening. Right? As much as you want to talk, you have to listen at least as much or a little more than what you say. Right? And if you talk a lot, you should listen a lot. Be communicative. Here's the other one. We learned a couple of weeks ago that people are out here thespians, empathetic thespians. Right. You got 2 ears, 2 eyes, right? 2 nostrils and 1 mouth. You should hear, see, and smell twice as much as you say. That was the old school saying. But we learned during our narcissist series that people can act empathetic. It's called cognitive empathy. Be empathy. Develop empathy. How can you develop empathy for others? Well, you develop it first for yourself. That's how. Right? You can't be empathetic truly, right, to someone else until you learn to love all of you. The ugly, the indifferent, the wounds, the shadow, the crevices in your spirit that you repress, that you're ashamed of. If you can't love your shame, you're not going to love anybody else's. If you can't love, right, you being a work in progress, you're not going to love the work in progress that represents another person. Let's get Gina from New York in the building. Gina, how can I help you tonight?
Yes, I heard everything you said. I totally agree with you.
Oh, thank you.
I agree with you. You're so smart. I agree with you totally.
Thank you.
Because I'm vulnerable half the time. I'm vulnerable half the time. I'm open half the time. I love a lot. I'm scared, afraid of getting hurt. But you have to be cooperative and try to be empathetic.
Mm-hmm. And why are you afraid to get hurt?
Because it happened to me a lot of times. But I try again, and I still get hurt. But I finally had enough. I said, I tried again.
So why?
Met someone.
Let me ask you something, Gina. What have you changed since the first time you got hurt? What have you changed? What have you healed within yourself that makes you vulnerable to being hurt by someone else?
I think I healed my heart.
Say again?
I healed my heart. But I got hurt again afterwards. I get better of the doubt half the time. So I consider myself stupid. I consider myself stupid. But it can be stupid enough to not try again.
So you think it's stupid to try again?
No, I do not.
Good. What makes you vulnerable to people that might want to take advantage of you and hurt you? What do you do that allow it?
I think that's a good question. I think the best of them first, and then end up being disappointed, but then try again. So it's like over and over again. I can never end loving somebody.
You can never do
That's
what?
impossible to me. I can never end not loving somebody. I'm a kind of person.
So it's
never in this.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
I'm listening. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I'm very vulnerable. Always have been. And I think until I meet my match, hopefully, and I get hurt again, I never learned nothing.
So let's attract our match instead of meeting them. Let's manifest our match instead of waiting for them to show up. And how do we do that? Number one, I would suggest healthy boundaries, right? Because I can hear that you're putting yourself in a position to where you want to be vulnerable, but you also have to be discerning, right? You also have to be able to perceive what lesson is on its way to you in this new meeting. And you say, well, wait a minute, what do you mean? This new person comes into your life, they seem perfect, but all you got to do is look at the repository of information about yourself and say, I'm still anxious. I'm still fearful. I still doubt that this might be too good to be true. You start to, you understand, go through these beliefs that you have that might be negative. These are things that you can work on from the inside out. Number one, understanding no one's going to be your joy and happiness until you become your own joy and happiness, until you accept you for who you are completely without judgment. Then you're going to attract a different type of person, because the person who's looking to take advantage of you because you may have low self-esteem and you may have weak boundaries will be able to say, you know what, this person seems to be a little bit too self-aware for me to come in here and take any type of advantage of them. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
That's what I'm going to need you to do. What I want you to do is get a workbook on Amazon. It's called the Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn R. Schiraldi, an amazing book. Glenn R. Schiraldi, Dr. Glenn R. Schiraldi. You spell Glenn with two N's, Glenn R, and you can figure out Schiraldi, PhD, right? Glenn R. Schiraldi, PhD. It's a great book, the Self-Esteem Workbook. And that's going to help you cultivate some healthier boundaries so you're not so vulnerable to being taken advantage of, okay?
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, Gina. You brought New York in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is coaching tonight. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
This is DIR Silica, spot title, in California, 32nd English Radio, ISKI code DSIC 0430, April 30th, 2024.
In California, the use of man-made stone is causing workers to get silicosis. Silicosis is a fatal disease caused by breathing in silica dust from cutting, polishing, or grinding man-made stone. To prevent silicosis, employers must provide their workers proper equipment, including water systems and NIOSH-approved respirators. Stop dusty and deadly practices. Learn more at worksafewithsilica.org. This is a message from Cal OSHA.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The more principles you learn from the Word of God, the less you pray about what to do. Your prayer then shifts to the kingdom of God being established. Oh boy. Okay. You have a car made by a manufacturer, Jaguar, Rover, Ford, whatever. You got a car out there, and that car, when you bought the car, it came with a manual, didn't it? And in that manual, it tells you how the car functions and how it works and what to look for to troubleshoot if there's a problem. Now, most of you got a car but don't understand how it works. Am I right? Of course. Now, when something goes wrong with that car, what do? You panic. Sure. You're driving down the street, the car has a little sound, it shuts down, you park it on the side of the road, and then you cry for help. You call the mechanic, he comes, he sits in it for a second, he turns the key, and he goes, no problem. And he goes into the hood, opens it up, he goes right to the problem, he fixes it, and you pay him 200 pounds. Now, you could have saved 200 pounds if you knew how to fix it yourself. The mechanic is being paid because he knows the principles. You got to pay him because you don't. So principles simplify life. Okay, the car you bought works on the principle of what? Gasoline. Doesn't it? And you know how to put petrol in your car. I mean, at least you know that much. So when your car...
Man, I love that brother right there. Dr. Monroe. Miles Monroe. Very powerful brother. Guess what the principle, and I don't want to get into it, because I'll be done traversed into what's in the new book. But the principle of love is freedom. Love in and of itself represents freedom. Fear and love don't go together. Ego and love don't go together. Anxiety and love don't go together. Don't you know most of your relationship expectations have been co-authored by unrequited, unhealed childhood wounds? J.K. Rowling wounds. Stephen King wounds. This is where your expectations are coming from. They're not coming from an unconditional love space. They're coming from an unconditional yearning space. Where there is want, there is lack. Where there is desire, there is dissatisfaction. How you gonna desire something and you're content? Y'all want coaching tonight, right? Your wounds will never be content because their hurt cannot be satiated unless you look at them non-judgmentally and with empathy. This is how the wound begins to heal. Do you understand? You can't heal it if you're afraid to embrace it. You can't embrace your partner unless you embrace your wounds. When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. I want to coach. Let's get it.
To understand